I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to next year. This year has had its ups and downs, its pros and cons. There's been good, there's been bad, there's been ugly. But it's no different from any other year in many ways. Obviously, it's completely different. But in the way we respond to challenges, in the way we remain resilient and adaptable and flexible, that's no different, because we will face things. As business owners, we will face things that we didn't see coming. We will face things that we didn't expect, that we didn't plan for. Things will just come out of the blue. And so this year has been, I know, a huge learning curve for so many of us. And it's going to make us better at business going forward. We might not face the same thing again, but we will face something. And so we can learn to bounce back. We can learn to be resilient. We can learn to be innovative and creative. And all these things we can learn and gain from and go forward better and stronger. And next year, we want to be successful in our businesses. Whatever that means to you, wherever you're at in your business journey, let's agree that we are going to do what needs to be done to be as successful as we can be next year. We need to build the national economy. We need to build each other up in our confidence, with our energy, with our skills. There is so much building to be done. And so I want to talk to you today about some other B words. Building, yes, but how to unlock your business success. And so I'm going to be looking at 3 B's to unlocking your business success in 2021. Now, they are not your typical business success tips. I certainly have never done a talk like this before. You are hearing it for the first time. In fact, as I'm speaking, I'm probably going to hear things for the first time as well. But after much contemplation and consideration, much looking ahead and projecting, I feel that these are the best keys to be sharing for next year. And so yes, they might seem a bit unusual at first, but bear with me because it will make sense. So the first one I want to talk to you about is be kind. Be kind. You see, people buy from people. We know this. If you want to grow your business, you are going to have people involved. One way or another, no matter what your business, people buy from people. And so the way we do business, the way we treat the people that we would like to win as our clients or colleagues or staff or people to collaborate with, you name it. We need people. Nobody made it alone. Nobody in this world can boast that they're successful and they did it 100% by themselves. So let's move forward in business and agree that being kind is important. We want to be kind in business. We want to do business with people who will be kind to us. We want to focus on how we treat people around us. This is a key because it's going to make you stand out. And what we want to achieve in 2021 is the ability to stand out. There's going to be a lot more competition. Business is going to get fiercely competitive. People are all fighting for the same audience. People are all trying to take their businesses online and try and be prepared for whatever happens next. We have to stand out, first of all, as people who are kind, as businesswomen, businessmen who are kind to others. Now, kindness doesn't mean weakness. Kindness actually requires strength, requires courage. You can't be kind necessarily and just be a pushover. You can't let people just have whatever they want, do whatever they want, treat you however they want because you're trying to be kind. No. That's not what we're talking about. When we say be kind, we're talking about an attitude. We're talking about taking responsibility for how you make the other person feel. Their feelings matter. Their feelings are important. And we don't have to be horrible people, unkind people, rude people in order to get ahead in business. I dare say the kind people are probably most definitely going to get ahead further faster. But we must understand what kindness is. So let's take a look at a quote which I love. Maya Angelou. At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did. They will remember how you made them feel. And that's true. I believe that's true. Now, I've made some mistakes in my business journey for various reasons. I'm not going to go into the mistakes or the reasons, but I have made some mistakes in my business journey where I have not made somebody feel good. They've perceived me in a particular way that has not left them having a good experience. And that breaks my heart because I never want to be like that. But we do make mistakes. We will make mistakes. Perhaps we're in a hurry. Perhaps our child's been rushed to hospital and we're short with somebody. It happens. You meet someone for the first time and they're just rude to you and you wonder what you've done wrong. But actually you don't know their story. You don't know what's happening at home. You don't know what bad news they just got on the phone that minute before being introduced to you for the first time. So kindness is not only how you make other people feel, but it's also about just taking some time to understand. Maybe there's a backstory. I'm not saying tolerate rudeness. If somebody's consistently rude, you don't need to be doing business with them. Take time to maybe understand, if you meet them a second time and they're not that way, then maybe there was a problem. Let's just get a bit more patient with each other in the business world. Like I say, I've made mistakes. There's a backstory to maybe why I was a particular way on one occasion, and I have been given one chance with a particular person, and that's the occasion they judge me on, and that breaks my heart because I'm not unkind. There was just a situation that I should have handled better. You get the point. I'm trying to explain this in a very real way, in a very practical way. So yes, we make mistakes. That doesn't mean we shouldn't keep trying. And when we do make mistakes, apologize. Apologize. That's what I try to do. I try and apologize. I try and make things right. If I know that I've made somebody feel bad or I've treated somebody in a way that's not up to my standard. I have my standards of how I treat people and how I should make people feel. And if I've wronged somebody, then I will apologize and I will do whatever I can to make things better. There are some people who I will not do business with, and I have no intention of apologizing to because it's them, it's on them, and they won't see it, and it's just a waste of energy. So let me get off of that little soapbox. Now, what is kindness really? The Oxford Dictionary defines kindness as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. Now, we can all be friendly, generous, and considerate. And our motto for 2021 should be, always be kind. Let's agree that that's how we're going to do business. I think it will make the business world a much more pleasant place to do business. I think we need to slow down and take time to get to know people, not just push a business card in someone's face. Be that person. Kind people are attractive. You want to spend time with them. You want to do business with them. They keep you coming back. You know those people? Let's be one of those people. Let's make sure that we create this amazing atmosphere in the business world that is pleasant, it makes business enjoyable. It makes business a place where there is kindness. But the caveat remains. That doesn't mean that you're a pushover. Kindness doesn't mean that you take somebody else being rude to you, take somebody else not paying their invoice, take somebody else cheating you out of something. No, that's not kindness. You need to be firm. It's important that you are firm and that you're good at business and that you are very clear between what's right and wrong. But we can still be kind. Right, let's move on to the next B. Be focused. 2021 is the year to cut out distractions and to really focus. Why? Like I said previously, there's going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of people looking for the same space that you're in. You need to stand out. And you need to be focused. There's a lot of generalists out there, and they're going to be competing the most. A lot of generalists will be competing for the same space, and that's where you can differentiate yourself. That's where you can stand out, and that's where you can become successful because you're focused, because you're going to niche, because you're going to be a specialist. So there's a lot that I would want to say in the area of focused, and I'm just going to break it down into some bullet points because I don't want to take up all of your time this evening, but I want to give you plenty to ponder on, to chew on. So let me just give you the bullet points, the overview. So first of all, be focused on who you want to work with. Who. You don't have to work with everyone. Some people's money is just not worth it, really. Some people's money brings so much drama and so much grief, it's actually better not to work with them. That's a bit of the extreme side. There's a positive side as well. Decide who you want to work with, because you will get so much more pleasure from working with the right people. You will enjoy your business. You will enjoy the journey. Decide that they're a good fit, that you can serve them well. Again, taking on every client isn't best. Taking on every client isn't going to be best for them or best for you. So be selective. Focus on who you want to work with. Create your avatar. And be clear. This is the type of person I want to work with. Perhaps it's age specific. Perhaps your ideal client fits into a particular age group. If you are in the menopause industry, you want to work with women of a particular age. You're not discriminating. That's just your target audience. And you're working with women of a particular age, and that's that. Be focused. Don't feel like you have to serve everyone. There are many different who's that you can clarify. Who do I want to work with? Consider why that's important to you. Do you enjoy working with a particular person? That's your prerogative. You don't have to justify why you're accepting certain clients and not others. Think about who you could offer the most value to. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to deliver your best to a client, and you can never satisfy them. You just can't give them what they need. Consider who you can give the most value to, and narrow down your target audience to that group of people so that you're giving your best and you know that they're going to be extremely happy. And when that happens, you get glowing reviews, you get referrals, and you get new business coming to you as a result. Whereas if you're trying to please everyone all of the time, you're not going to be able to make everyone happy, and you're going to have quite a few people out there bad-mouthing you, saying, oh, she's no good at what she does, or her business is no good, and they do exist. But if you can invest in the right people, focus on who you want to work with, deliver the best to these people who will be so grateful that they will go out leaving you glowing reviews, then you will get further faster. You will succeed when others are still scurrying around trying to serve everyone. The second focus area is be focused on what you're worth. Get your pricing right. There's nothing more frustrating than working really, really hard, looking at what's in the bank and saying, why do I do this? What's the point? If you get your pricing right, you're going to attract the right people. You're going to attract your ideal clients. What should you be charging? What is your service or your product worth? Now you can go one or another extreme. I don't recommend being middle of the ground, kind of people pleasing, keeping everyone happy. You either go budget, and your message is I will save you money, and you go budget, and you go for the numbers, because budget will attract more people, so you're still going to make the money that you deserve. If that's relevant for you, perhaps you want to offer a money-saving product or service. You want to go on the budget side of the scale. Or you want to go on the luxury side. What we have to offer is an experience, and let people buy emotionally. They want the luxury that's associated with your brand. Don't be scared to go budget or luxury. Do be scared of going slap bang in the middle, trying to please everyone, not offending everyone, because I tell you, people are going to be more drawn to somebody who's picked their price point than somebody who's just slap bang in the middle. So consider your price point, consider what you are worth. Consider what your products or services are worth and where you want to position yourself in the market. And that takes me on to my next point. I jumped ahead there. Focus on where you want to be seen. So that's positioning. Don't be everywhere all of the time. Again, being a generalist, being everywhere, it's going to exhaust you. What you want to do is decide where you want to be seen. If you're a budget brand, you need to be in places where people are looking for bargains. If you're a luxury brand, you want to be in places where people are looking for that luxury experience. And if you muddy the waters and you're a budget brand trying to pitch to luxury and vice versa, you're not going to get anywhere, except you're going to end up frustrated and wondering why it's not working. Don't be scared. Again, position yourself. Where does your brand fit? And have a strong presence there. Work hard at having a strong presence in 1 or 2, 3 or 4 places that suit your brand, suit your business, rather than trying to be everywhere all of the time. At Women's Business Club, we run networking events, we run meetups, we run all sorts of things. There are many companies who run networking events too. You get those that are free. You can go to these events and they are free. And you get those that cost a little bit more. And you get those that are super expensive. Now, where does your business fit? Because why do people go to the free ones? Will your target audience be there? Is it the right time of day for your ideal client to be there? Should you be positioned in one of those free networking events? And why? Know why you're there. Or should you be stretching your budget and going to one that is a lot more expensive? Why should you be at that networking event? Because of who's going to be there, because of the sort of support you're going to get, because of the relevance for your brand being positioned there. Now, if you think about those, be focused on who you want to work with, be focused on what you're worth, be focused on where you want to be seen. That's going to mean a lot of cutting away, a lot of deleting, a lot of, actually, if you think about it, time saved. Look at your diary. Where are you investing your time? Are you going to the right places? Are you doing the right marketing? Are you reaching out to the right people? Are you charging what you're worth? Put those 3 things together and be very focused, be disciplined to be focused on those 3 things, and suddenly, in no time, you'll see your business is going to start flourishing. While everybody else is still scurrying around trying to get clients, you're going to be nicely positioned, attracting who you want to work with, and you know you want to work with them because you've decided. And when it comes to saying, well, this is what I charge, there won't be a big sales pitch. It will be a no-brainer to your ideal clients because it's a good fit, it's a good match. It's not a hard sell. It's like, well, I can help you with this. This is what I have to offer. This is what the charge is. Oh, I'm so relieved you can help me with that. When do I pay? Amazing. That's how we all should be doing business. And that's going to give us a flow. That's going to make next year pleasant and easier. And there's going to be this flow in your business. And it's going to be a happy place to be because, well, I've just described it to you. Doesn't that sound appealing? Right, now another aspect of being focused is focus on cutting out distractions. You're losing time. You're distracted. What is hemorrhaging your time? If you really want to push your business forward next year, you need to take a good, honest look at your diary. Have a good, honest look at your activity. Are you focused in how you're spending your time? Or are you getting caught up in time wasters? Time wasters can be anything from spending too much time on social media, aimlessly scrolling, to going to the wrong sorts of meetings. Time wasters could be driving all over the place when actually you could use Zoom. More and more people are becoming comfortable with the idea of Zoom meetings. There could be so many distractions that could be hemorrhaging your time. And I find the easiest way to understand where you're losing time is to keep a time log. So sit down to do your work or drive or whatever it is you're doing and just write down what you've done in that day. as far as possible, 15-minute blocks. If that's not possible, say you're driving for an hour somewhere, you have a meeting, you come back, then, you put down half a day spent on this client meeting. But watch yourself, observe yourself, write down how you're spending your time. If you're sitting down to your desk and you're doing office work for the whole day, then have a look at how much of that work is actually doing the right thing and how much of that work is just distractions. And another tip that I learned actually quite recently, which is very helpful, is don't task hop. Sit down, do a task until it's completed and move on to the next one. You'll be much more productive, less distracted, and save yourself a lot of time. So first of all, take a look at cutting out your distractions. Save yourself some time. And then cut out unprofitable activity. This is where you're going to save yourself some money. So you can look at your activity with your time, look at what you're doing, but then look at the cost of that time. How much is your hour worth? How much are you charging? Is that activity relevant to where you want to take your business? Is that activity relevant for you? Should you be doing it or should someone else be doing it? So be brutally honest with yourself. Look at your activity and decide for yourself if it's profitable, if it's the right activity for you to be doing, and if it's giving you a good return on your investment or not. And then cut it out. Cut out unprofitable activity. And then last but not least, we want to look at cut out toxic people. Again, this one is hard, especially for women, but it's essential. You become who you spend most of your time with. I think it's the top 5 people that you walk with, that's who you're most likely to become like. That's how you can measure your success. Look at who's around you. And it could be scary. It could be a sobering thought. If you consider who you spend your most time with, you look around you, you think, oh my goodness, this is who I'm becoming. This is as far as I'm going to go. You need to reach up. You need to reach up and you need to reach down. You need to reach up and you need to have somebody in your life that challenges you, that pulls you up, that helps you be more. And you need to always be generous and kind with your hand behind or below, pulling somebody else up, helping somebody else as well to be more. You shouldn't be surrounded by people that always need you to pull them up. So look at the people around you. Look at the 5 people closest to you. And consider, is that who you want to become? Is that where you want your business to go? And then you have to do the very hard thing of cutting out toxic people, cutting them out of your business, where possible, out of your life. And it sounds horrible, I know. It sounds like the opposite to being kind, what I said in the beginning, but actually it's essential. You need to be selective about who you're spending time with, who you allow into your business circle, who you allow into your personal life. And if you can be really laser focused on cutting these 3 things out and getting really laser focused and organized in these areas, you have a really good chance of getting your business to where you want to get it to next year. In fact, you might even surprise yourself and achieve even more than you dreamed possible. A very important B that I want to share with you is be better. Be better. We all have room for improvement. We can all be better, but we don't all want to be better. We don't all try to be better. If you want to get ahead in your business in 2021, then make it your goal to be better. 2021 is the year to be all you can be, to really stand out from the crowd. If you can be better and stand out, you will get the business, where others who are just taking it easy, not trying very hard, not really being better, they're going to miss the boat. They're going to miss out. Now, when I say be better, I'm not saying be better than someone else. Because that is so dangerous. If we get into the comparing game, if we get into the attitude of what's she doing, what's he doing, and constantly looking to the left and right and comparing and judging and criticizing or judging ourselves, criticizing ourselves, making ourselves feeling inferior or doing the same for others, we're going to get ourselves into a state, an unhealthy state. When I say be better, I mean be the best version of yourself that you can be. Be a better version of yourself. Stick to your lane. Imagine you're running a race. You're on a racetrack. where athletes run with those lines going around. Stay in your lane. Look towards the goal and run your heart out. Don't look left or right. I'm not a sprinter, but I think it's common sense to say that the sprinters who do that, they don't get over the finish line as fast as those who don't. So it's not about anybody else. It's about you. It's about being better for yourself, being the best version that you can be, working on yourself and aiming to be better. You will get ahead. You will get opportunities that others won't get if you're continually improving yourself. And so next year, let's agree that we are going to be better. We're going to work at being the best version that we can of ourselves. And what do we compare to? How do we know if we're better? We compare to where we've come from. We compare to 6 months ago, to a year ago. We compare to how the business was doing. We look at the spreadsheets. We look at the numbers. We be better at business. We look at ourselves. We look at our personal growth. Are we better? That's all. We compare to ourselves. And I guarantee that if you do that, if you look back, if you're intentionally trying to be better and you look back, you will be encouraged every time. Sometimes I feel a bit down about things. I think I'm not doing well. I feel like a loser, to be honest, sometimes. I'm like, I'm never going to make it, or I'm never going to achieve my goals, or I'm never going to do what I've dreamed of doing with Women's Business Club. I want to reach as many people as possible, help as many business women as possible. I want to make a difference. I want to empower you. I want women to know that they can be all they dream of being, and et cetera, et cetera. And then sometimes I think, I can't do this. I just can't do this. And I beat myself up. Not often, but it happens. But then my husband so kindly says, but look how far you've come. He always shows me, he says, look where you were last year. Look at last year's conference. Look at last year's cash flow forecast. Look, and he shows me how far I've come on my journey. And suddenly I feel encouraged. I'm like, you're right. I've actually come such a long way, and yes, it's far from where I want to get to, but I've come such a long way. And that's how we compare. That's how we be better. Now, if you look back and there's no change, then you're not getting better. So then you need to kick yourself in the bum and come on, let's get on with it and let's be better. But you're just measuring against yourself. So let's take a look at 3 key areas of growth. Let's first look at personal development. Let's talk about you, the person behind the business, the person behind the career, the person behind the family, the person behind who knows what you're behind. But the point is that it depends on you. So in order for you to succeed, you need to be well. You need to be physically healthy. You need to be fit. You need to eat well. You need to be mentally well and healthy. You need to be emotionally stable. There's a lot of work that starts just with you and me. We need to be working on ourselves. We need our health and our well-being in order to get ahead in business. Again, common sense shows and says that if somebody else is not taking care of their health and well-being and you are, you will get ahead. Obviously, it's not the only thing. I'm not saying that if you do that, suddenly you're going to flourish in business. There's a lot of other things that we've mentioned today that you also need to do, but it is key. Because if you become unwell in any way and can't work or can't do what you're supposed to do, then you're not going to succeed. Don't feel guilty about taking care of you. Don't feel guilty about looking after yourself, about taking the time and money that's required to be better within yourself. Very, very important. And we want to be around women who are better, who are looking good, who are energetic, who have life in them. And when you're around them, they give off that life and they look nice, they smell nice. This is important. This is important. Inside and outside, we need to be better. Then we can look at skill development. What's your skill set? What are you good at? What do you love doing? I'm a massive believer in do what you love and outsource the rest where possible. I know it's not always possible, but there's always a way. You'll flourish, you'll thrive in the things that you love. Naturally, automatically, it'll bring you alive. And I'm sure you can find a small bit in your budget to outsource those things that drain you. Because those things that drain you is what somebody else absolutely loves doing. And wouldn't the business world be a wonderful place if we were all just doing the things we loved? So on that point, if you are a startup or a small business and you genuinely don't have the budget, why not approach another business who offers the skills, the business in a similar situation to you, offers the skills that you need, and do a contract, do a swap. So if you do 2 hours a week of social media for me, I'll do 2 hours of your bookkeeping, just for example. It has to be like for like. It has to offer the similar financial value. It has to be fair, but it does work. It can be highly effective. In fact, I would go as far as recommending that you actually exchange invoices and you put it through your books, because you're more likely to do a good job if there's an invoice, or even pay each other but to the same value. If you can do that, it will just give you a greater sense of this is real, this is a real client, and I've got to deliver a really good service. But if you can't go that far, just make sure it's fair. So skill development, what do I want to talk to you about is being better at what you do, being the best at what you do. Are you investing in your skills? Are you investing in getting better at the services that you deliver, getting better at the way you deliver them? Are you investing in your business skill? Are you investing, whatever you do, are you investing in it and trying to be better? Or you're just trying to get by on what you already know? We should all be growing and learning and improving. We should all be better. If you want to really push yourself and succeed in 2021, you need to be better. You need to be investing in your skill set. Because everybody else is trying to get the same clients that you're trying to get. The client is going to be attracted to somebody who's able to say, well, I'm an expert in this. Now, the word expert has been diluted, sadly. We've been taught that we should all claim that expert space. We've been taught by many business gurus that we should stand up and say we're an expert. And it's a nice thought, but to be an expert, you need to have invested time and money and study. You need to have invested in courses, webinars, training. You need to really know your stuff, and you need to have evidence that you know your stuff. I've come across some people in the business world who do a short 3-week course and claim to be an expert in an area and have never delivered the service. Yet, they have a title, they've called themselves an expert, and they're claiming to be doing that in business. Now, your ideal clients will very quickly know if you're one of those people just saying that you're an expert or whether you know your stuff. And they'll be able to tell because of the way you speak. You speak with authority. You speak with knowledge. You know what you're talking about. And you're constantly growing and being better and better and better at what you're doing. So if you want to get ahead next year, take some time out, take some money, find some money. I promise you it'll come back to you. Find some money, find some time, and set aside a portion of your working day to upskill, to be better, to improve what you already know, what you already love. In fact, you're probably going to enjoy it, having some time to work on something that you already love, to be better at it. Who said we can't have fun in business? It doesn't have to be all work, work, work. Work, work, work can be fun, fun, fun. Okay, final point, leadership development. Whether you like it or not, in business, you're a leader. You're leading. You are influencing your world around you, whether that be big or small. The problem is that many people don't realize they're leading, or they're not leading intentionally. So you need to work at being a better leader. Be better. Be intentional and be better. Take time to see leadership as a privilege. It's a privilege to lead. It's a responsibility. Don't you love that Spider-Man quote, your Peter Parker principle of, with much power comes great responsibility, something along those lines. Many people desire the power, they desire the fame, they desire the followers, they want that, they think it's great, but actually they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. And leadership's tough. Leadership is a skill that can be learned and developed. And don't assume just because you're good with people that you're a good leader. Great leaders are always learning how to be better leaders. Great leaders, effective leaders, are always improving their leadership and their people skills. And so take leadership intentionally say, right, I'm going to lead my team or my staff or my family or my community or my global influence or whatever it is. Just say, I'm going to take this responsibility and I'm going to intentionally lead. And if you can achieve your goals through people around you, if you can grow a successful business, not because you did it all, but because you empowered people around you to do it, then you're a successful leader. Then you're a successful businesswoman or man. And so those are my top tips for you for next year. I highly recommend that you take some time to ponder on these things and see what works for you. You might already be a very kind person and this is not an issue for you. Or you might be somebody who is so far from kind that you've been treating people around you badly, you've been ruthlessly, aggressively trying to build your career, and now you realize actually there's a better way.